was recently asked about TopStep Trader strategy. So if you're familiar with that, this is a strategy in NinjaTrader 8, Cobra 3. The parameters are very challenging for that. But this is one of our lowest drawdown strategies, $2,500. This is going back to November 2017, 31,235. And so you have this approach where you're 45% profitable. So one of the best ways, or actually 45% of the trades are winners. So when you have a strategy that has a stop loss and it looks to capture the big wins like this one, you see the stop loss is 600, the largest winning trade is 47.50. You want to wait for a series of losers, and you can see that more frequently when you have a strategy that's less than 50% of the trades are profitable, as this strategy is. And so you wait for a series of losers. You can see the max consecutive losers is 4 on all trades. The long trades are 5, the short trades are 7. And so let's look at the equity curve too as well. And you can see the time periods where it goes through losing streaks and winning streaks. So if you can time this, you can get into a competition like TopStep Trader on a drawdown. And so right now we're on a run up, but if you want to wait for a drawdown, this is one of the best strategies to participate in a competition like TopStep Trader. In general, most strategies have more than a $5,000 drawdown. If you go back long term, this one also has more than a $5,000 drawdown. It's been on a hot streak for the last 14 months at these price ranges and volatility. What I have on the right though is even more strict. It uses the money management algorithms. It waits for a series of losers. We can quantify this. And so here are the results over that same time period using the money management algorithm, 17,740. The max close trade drawdown is only $600. You're only taking 26 trades, while the base strategy took 125 trades. You took 26 trades. Now this is over 14 months, and so you'll trade much less frequently, but you'll be very conservative. And so you could string together a portfolio of strategies that uses these very conservative approaches. The money management algorithms, I'm going to show you the setup for that in a minute. The max consecutive losers is 2. The percentage profitability goes to 76%, 81% on long trades, 70% on short trades. And so if you want to be conservative, you have to be patient, and you have to wait for this, for these setups, for these series of losers. And I'm going to show you how the money management algorithms trade this. And so what it does, the strategy on the right trades the strategy on the left under these set of parameters. And I'm going to show you what those set of parameters are. Money management algorithm is a special algorithm that looks at another strategy. You tell it which strategy to look at. And in this case, we've chosen Cobra 3, which is a strategy on the left. And what it does is it waits for all these rules can be selected. If there's a 1 in front of the rule, then it's selected. If there's a 0, then the rule is not selected in this section. So we're trading one contract. We're using a limit entry with 0 points. Once the condition is met, it gets in at the close minus 0 points, or for longs, and close plus 0 points for shorts. And then if you look at all the rules, we're not using any of the rules except for consecutive losers. And so once you choose the consecutive loser rule, you have 3 additional options. You can compound contracts. Don't do that unless you have a lot of capital. Winners to stop. This means that you get in after a set of losers. This is how you can compound contracts, or how do you exit after a certain number of winners. We say 1, and so we set that to true. So we're going to say a certain number of winners in the next section. And so we're going to wait for a certain number of losers, and then we're going to get out on a certain number of winners. And so we scroll down to the next section and use the inputs for these sets of rules. And rule 13, so consecutive losers to start is 3. So we wait for 3 losers to start, and winners to stop is 2. And you see this rule right here, equity run up amount. And so you could choose, if you turn this to a 1, then it could also get out if you had a $2,000 equity run up after you got in. And so the strategy parameters uses the same set as the original parameters. One max daily entry, and then the entry times are the same, the exit times are the same, the stop loss is the same. We sync the exit with the master, so that the master strategy, the one on the left, gets out, then this one gets out on a closed bar basis. And then all the other parameters are the same. So basically all you're doing in this strategy is taking the original strategy, and if there's been 3 losers, then it gets in. And if there's been 2 winners after it gets in, then it gets out. And so let's enable this again, look at the results again. And so you see that populate, and so here are the results once again. So 600 max drawdown, 76% profitability, and 682 average trade. And so that is Cobra 3 using the money management algorithms in NinjaTrader 8. Let's take a look at a single trade scenario. In this case, going back to waiting for 3 consecutive losers. So in this case, we had, starting on December the 27th, we had 1, 2, 3 losers. And so we should start taking the trades on January the 3rd. And so if we take a look at this, January 26th was right here. So we're waiting for a loss to occur. And we had these 3 losers on the left, and so it should start taking the trade on January 3rd. It does. It takes the trade on January 3rd. It stopped out. And then on January the 4th, it takes the trade, the same trade that was on this side. January the 5th, it takes the same trade, and so it stopped. It didn't take the trade today. Let's scroll over here. And so you see today you have, let me push this arrow. So today you have, on January the 8th, you have this long trade, but there is no trade on the chart because we've had 2 winners in a row, and now it's waiting for 3 losers in a row to start again. And so that's a very, very, very selective and conservative way to trade. And if you trade one strategy like this, you might not trade that frequently. There'll be many days where you don't trade that much, but you could take a portfolio of strategies and you could set them up using these parameters to be very conservative and to cycle in to get out on winning streaks and to get in on losing streaks after a series of losers. Since most systems tend to be cyclical, as long as they are still in tune with the market and have that positive expectation to then have an equity curve that turns up after it's turned down.